Today marks the first day of National Crime Victims' Rights Week for 2023. According to the Office for Victims of Crime, this year's theme calls for communities to rally behind survivors and let them know they are seen, heard, and supported. One local group that always rises to the occasion is the Justice Coalition. The Justice Coalition advocates for survivors by helping them know their rights in the court system, providing counseling, accompanying them to court hearings, and even assisting with moving expenses for potential witnesses. So joining me this morning is Robert Bracewell, Executive Director of the Justice Coalition, and Foster Coker, JC Board Member. Good morning. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So I want to start with Mr. Bracewell. Let's talk about the JC, how they take part of the National Crime Victims' Rights Weeks this year. Tossing to the Roses is the first local event. What does that symbolize?
That's the Tossing of the Roses, which will be tomorrow at 5:30 at the Haskell Building at 111 Riverside Avenue. It symbolizes that survivors and victims can come down and take a rose and toss it in the St. Johns River in memory of a lost loved one to crime.
Absolutely. That's amazing. So, Mr. Coker, I want to turn to you now. I know you're on the board for the Justice Coalition, and you are personally have an attachment to fighting for survivors' rights. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, in 2014, my wife and I survived a violent and, in the end, lethal home invasion. And at the time, we didn't know who to turn to. If you've never been the victim of a violent crime, you don't realize the effect that it could have on someone. It basically just engulfs you in a cloud of uncertainty that just haunts you going forward indefinitely. And luckily, someone put us in contact with the Justice Coalition back then, and they were able to explain to us what our rights were as victims of violent crime and what to expect going forward. And the next day, the next week, the next 6 months, in our case, the next 3 years, as the cases played out against the accomplices involved in the attack on our home. And not only did the Justice Coalition explain what to expect, but they were with us right there every step of the way. Every court appearance, every time something came up, if we just needed somebody to talk to or vent with, they were always there for us. And now I want to pay back a little bit what they did for us by doing that for other people.
Wow, that is incredible. And we know that Crimes Victims' Rights Week goes through the 29th. So this is really a question for either of you. Where would you say we need to do more for survivors and, letting them know their options that is out there and available?
Well, I'd say that, in my opinion, that the legislators could do more to make aware the rights to the victims and the crime survivors in advance as much as possible, and maybe also to pass legislation to keep to expedite their cases and keep them informed as soon as possible. Anything that has to do with the decision for them.
And one disparity that I noticed, having been in the system at one point, is anybody who watches television knows that when a criminal's arrested, the first thing that happens is the police read them their rights. But there's no one there to read the victims their rights. We didn't know what our rights were as the survivors of this violent and lethal home invasion when it happened. We didn't have that explained to us until we were put in contact with the Justice Coalition. And I think the system could do more to have something in place systematically to notify and inform victims of what their rights are from day one, instead of having to come a week later or a month later when someone else intervenes on their behalf.
We know funding is a major way of how people can support. Where can people go to help fund and give donations to the Justice Coalition?
Well, for starters, the first thing they can do is the easiest way is to go to the justicecoalition.org website, and you can pay there. There's a pay button there. You can make a donation there. You could also call the office at 904-783-6312, and you could just write us a check and drop it at the mail. The address is 1935 Lane Avenue South, Jacksonville 32210, and just call us. We'll figure it out. We certainly need all the help we can get.
Absolutely. And we have about 30 seconds left. Is there any piece of advice, we could start with you, Mr. Coker, that you'd like to give to any survivors that are just struggling right now?
Well, don't give in to despair. There are people out there who want to help you and who know how to help you. It's just a matter of getting in touch with them. If you've lost a loved one to violent crime, or you're the survivor of a violent crime, reach out, call the Justice Coalition, or contact us at that number. we will help you. We will do everything we can to help you every step of the way, like they did for me.
Absolutely.
Every court appearance, they got us financial relief. We were out of work for several months because of our injuries. The Justice Coalition knows the system, and victims of violent crime don't know the system. So you need somebody in your corner who does, and that's the Justice Coalition.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you.
Thank you both so much for being here.
My pleasure.